Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Rob, and today we're going to look at two scales from the brand MHW-3Bomber. Both of these scales are beautiful. They were built with the home barista in mind, and so they're packed with features that would be beneficial to someone doing pour over or batch brew or espresso. So let's look at the Pro Max first. The scale is kind of your typical larger size. It has a 15 centimeter platform. And that makes it easy to hold a Chemex or a V60 or a French press, and it makes it easy to dose your portafilter. Precision matters a lot for the modern coffee scale, and so MHW-3Bomber made sure that this scale weighed down to the 1/10 of a gram so that you can be as accurate as possible. And the maximum weight that this scale will weigh is 2,000 grams. So if you're doing a large French press or you're weighing out a lot of beans or doing big batch brews, this scale will work perfectly for those purposes. This scale does have a built-in timer and some other functionality, and those functionalities come into play in the various modes that it has. The first mode is manual mode. It is where you start and stop the timer or tear out the scale on your own as you see fit. And that's just standard scale operation. The next mode is pour over mode. Now in this mode, you can do a variety of things. It has drip detection, so as soon as you start pouring, the timer starts. Track your flow rate, which is nice if you're really into pour over and dialing in your coffee. You get a real-time brew ratio calculator so that you can make sure you're hitting your targets every single time. And it's kind of everything you need to just automate the pour over process and make it really easy for you. It also has espresso mode, which functions somewhat like pour over mode, but for the espresso purposes. So it's really nice because you can turn it on, you can put your cup on your scale, it will tear out automatically, and then once it detects the first drip, it will start the timer. And again, that's so you can always have your brew ratio on point for your espresso and make sure you're always within the parameters that you want to be. It has a gravity wake up, which means it can be in standby mode. You put your cup or your brewing vessel on it and it turns on automatically. And on the flip side, it has a sleep mode, so you never have to worry about turning it off. All you have to do is walk away. It will turn off after 10 or 30 minutes, depending on how you set it. And so you never have to worry about it dying, coming back the next morning, you go to make your coffee and the scale's dead. That's not gonna happen here. Speaking of which, the battery life on this scale is great. It's rated at 72 hours. I just charge it weekly. I haven't had an issue with it dying yet. It's got a USB-C charger, which is great because I have a million of those laying around. The buttons are sensitive and responsive. The timer is quick to start. Switching through the modes is easy. Doing your toggle from ounce to grams, it's all very easy to use. And so this is just a user-friendly scale that makes brewing great coffee at home just a little bit easier for you. And it's $55, which compared to some other scales that are on the market is a steal. Now let's talk about the Micro. So this is basically a smaller version of the Pro Max. It has almost all of the same features, short of the real-time flow rate that you get with the Pro Max. And what I love about this scale is it has a nice small footprint, which works super well under a group head. And that's really how I used this scale most often. Now, that's not to say that you can't use it for pour over. I think if you're doing a single cup pour over or you have a smaller carafe, you will have no issue. If you have something bigger like a Chemex, this scale may be a little bit small for that, but I would just opt for the Pro Max in that case. The cool thing about this scale too is it comes with a nice little carrying case, which means it can be part of your travel kit, or if you have something like a coffee cart, you can toss it in with your gear. It's not going to get damaged, and you're always going to have a great calibrated scale. One thing I would call out, if you are using this for espresso and you're thinking about just buying one single scale and you're thinking about the Micro, I found that using the bottomless portafilter when I'm dosing my coffee into my portafilter worked just fine. However, the spouted portafilter didn't really fit. So that's something I would keep in mind. The way I use these scales was as a pair. So I would use the Pro Max for my coffee into my portafilter and all my batch brewing and pour over needs. But then I would use the Micro to weigh my espresso coming out of my espresso machine. And so it was really just a nice combo. And I think that's the story of the Coffee Cube 3.0 line of scales, is they're a great combo, especially when you can get both for under $100. And with this feature set that they come with, I would think of it as an affordable luxury for your home coffee bar. Both of these scales have a 1-year maintenance warranty on them, so you can rest assured that if you have any issues, you will be taken care of by the company. If you want to buy this scale or you want to learn more about this scale, I have a link down in the description. You can check that out. If you buy through that, I get a little bit of a commission. That's how you can support the channel, and I appreciate you doing that. If you have any questions about these scales, feel free to leave those in the comments. I hope this video helped you in your scale buying journey. Until next time, peace.